Hello everyone! Welcome to M.A.R.S Gaming. Japanese official content creators and gaming publications were able to play the new upcoming action system in advance. I'm here to compile all that knowledge and summarize it for all of you. So, without further ado, let's dive right into it. The multi-role arcs reactive system is a new action system that builds up over time and allows you to summon powerful weapons from your sub-palette in order to deal a crazy amount of damage. It is similar to the Dark Blast system from PSO2 and can be used in all types of battle content. However, shorter quests, like dual quests, may end before you can even activate M.A.R.S. M.A.R.S scales with your stats, so it will always be a useful tool in battle, and you'll never reach a point where it deals less damage than your regular weapon. Unlike Dark Blast, however, if your HP reaches 0 while mounting M.A.R.S, you will become incapacitated. In order to summon M.A.R.S, you must first charge the battery. This takes 9 minutes in order to fully charge it. When fully charged, you can use M.A.R.S for 2 minutes straight. You can also dismount from M.A.R.S in order to preserve its battery. You don't need to fully charge the battery in order to mount M.A.R.S. You can do so as soon as the battery reaches 25%, which would only take 2 minutes and 15 seconds. However, you can only use M.A.R.S for 30 seconds when using it this early, which in most situations should be fine. Certain quests, like Nameless City Exploration, come with special M.A.R.S battery chargers, allowing you to use M.A.R.S much sooner. M.A.R.S is highly customizable. You can select 2 out of 4 different main weapons, and 1 out of 3 different sub-weapons. Each main weapon focuses on different playstyles. Meanwhile, sub-weapons focus on different supportive effects. Each main weapon has a string of normal attacks, 1 multi-purpose PA, and a multi-purpose weapon action. Sub-weapons don't impact your gameplay too much, but can play to your main weapon's strengths and weaknesses. Garm is a simple greatsword, focusing on melee combat. Garm recovers HP using normal attacks. You can hold normal attacks in order to charge up a powerful attack, however this will consume 15% of your HP. The weapon action is a guard, but it changes to a powerful melee attack by holding the button down. It is very strong against bosses, but the attacks have a wide reach, making them powerful when killing groups of enemies in combat sectors. By continuously attacking, you accumulate Garm Heat Charge, which increases your overall damage, and further boosts the held weapon action attack. Nidhogg is a scythe, focusing on melee combat. The 5th stage of normal attacks extends the duration of M.A.R.S by 1.8 seconds, and the chain of normal attacks doesn't reset even if you use a PA or weapon action. Attacking enemies inflicts a marker that reduces damage taken from them by up to 10%. You can detonate this marker by holding the weapon action button. This deals a high amount of damage, and increases damage dealt to the enemy for 4 seconds. It's quite similar to Phantom Marker from PSO2. Hydra is an artillery weapon, focusing on ranged combat. Its PA can support allies by either healing them or reducing their PP consumption, depending on if you press the button or held it down. The held weapon action takes 10 seconds to activate, during which you are vulnerable, so use it strategically. If you successfully perform a held weapon action, you'll deal an insane amount of damage, and extend M.A.R.S duration by 6 seconds. Hydra's gameplay loop revolves around the normal attack button. Its firing rate increases when holding the button down, similar to jet intensity. When the firing rate is maximized, you perform a powerful finisher attack. Using a short press weapon action after a finisher allows you to start the next normal attack combo at increased firing rate. Successful dodges also allow you to start normal attacks with increased firing rate. Scylla is a rideable cane, focusing on medium and long-range combat. The playstyle focuses more on positioning, rather than avoiding damage with sidestep or guarding. Avoiding damage without dodging or blocking grants a special resource which can be stacked up to 3 times. Once you have 3 stacks, the weapon action will make you invulnerable for a short period of time. In that invulnerable state, your held weapon action becomes a laser that rains from above. Stacks are lost if you dodge, guard, take damage, or are too far away from an enemy for a certain amount of time. Scylla is definitely the most unique of the weapons, and it will take some time to get used to. M.A.R.S is a mobility-oriented sub-weapon. It allows you to perform continuous sidesteps, and performs follow-up attacks when successfully evading an enemy attack. It also passively increases your movement speed. Phantasy is a defense-oriented sub-weapon. It reduces damage taken when you're below 70% HP, and performs additional attacks when successfully blocking enemy attacks. M.A.R.S is a sustain-oriented sub-weapon. It increases PP recovery and grants follow-up attacks after hitting an enemy 40 times. In order to power up your M.A.R.S, you'll need skill points. In order to obtain skill points, you need to exchange a certain quantity of M.A.R.S updaters at the class counter. The amount of M.A.R.S updaters needed increases the more skill points you have. Once you acquire skill points, they can be freely re-rolled, similar to regular class skill points. Each weapon has a couple of unique skills that require 1 skill point each, so it's very easy to gain all important weapon skills first, and focus on the less important skills later. These can be leveled up to level 30, however the stats gained from them fall off around level 20. So leveling past that should be held off for later. M.A.R.S releases on July 31st, and new players can enjoy using it as early as the first chapter. For a limited time, the M.A.R.S Training Center LTQ will be available, in order to test and experiment with all the armaments in a safe environment. I'm not quite sure why it's only available for a limited amount of time. Hopefully the devs can implement a permanent version sometime down the line. And that's about it. I can't wait to get my hands on this system, and begin experimenting with it. I'm looking forward to Hydra the most. As a support slut, Tector main, I'm really looking forward to being able to support my allies, while having a simple gameplay loop to focus on. It'll add a lot of depth to an already great combat system, and I'm all here for it. I'll link everyone's coverage in the video description, so if you want to read or watch the Japanese originals, feel free to do so. Shout out to my channel members for funding my stocking of Ilma's classified M.A.R.S design documents. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care!